Hello, everyone. Welcome. We're doing another essential oils continuing education class, and today is all about diffusers. So, this is something that I think many of us enjoy doing, but there actually are some little tips that we want to share with you to help the whole process be smoother and have your diffusers last longer. And Kim is going to be sharing the bulk of this as well as what happens when we smell oils. So it's so interesting. So, my friend Kim, my dear friend Kim, is with us here today again. And she's in Park City, Utah. I'm outside of Chicago, but we love technology. And Kim lives out west with her husband, Bud, and their two grown sons, Chris and Max. And she is just a beautiful person inside out. We met through doTERRA. We're both doTERRA wellness advocates. And we've loved working together and playing together and just enjoying friendship. So that's one of the beautiful things about this company and this business. It draws like-minded people together. Kim is a wonderful avid outdoors woman and she gardens when the weather permits. She cycles miles and miles and miles. Just amazes me. Downhill skis. She's also had an integral part in the USASA, helping kids who are taking up the sports of skiing and snowboarding really hone their skills and even move on to the Olympics at times. So it creates more of a team environment and nurtures those kids and those relationships. So I think it's really important work. So, Kim, I'm going to hand it off to you.
Well, thank you, Jennifer. And I just let Zippy into the room. Welcome, Zippy. Uh,
Hi.
I am here with my good dear friend, Jennifer Hernandez. And it is true that our relationship started with doTERRA and our friendship has evolved from there, primarily by phone and a few times at convention. But we have enjoyed so much in sharing this series with everyone and teaching you a little bit about the knowledge that we know and what we've learned about using these oils. Jennifer and her husband Martine and their daughter Gabriella live in the western suburbs of Chicago. And they enjoy not only being in that area where Martine is a chef, but they're near family. So they are able to enjoy being with family and traveling within a day's drive to go see Jennifer's parents, who also are not far away. Um, Jennifer is a licensed massage therapist of over 20 years and gives her gift of touch along with these essential oils to many people. Jennifer is a wellness advocate for doTERRA and has been sharing her love of these oils and has some really special classes. One which we listened to recently or watched was all about the oils of the Bible. So wonderful to learn more about that history. And we have so much fun doing this. We hope you'll enjoy today's presentation on diffusing and why it's such a special way to use the oils. So thank you, Jennifer. You always make me feel so good. And it is snowing like crazy here in Park City, Utah right now. So I won't be going outside at the moment, but I'm jealous of Jennifer. She is leaving tomorrow to travel to Florida to spend a few weeks with her brother Doug. So safe travels to you. And we are going to begin. I'm going to share my screen. And take that off. So it's all about diffusing oils. If you're on this call, if you use essential oils, there are three ways we use essential oils. And you may have heard this before, but many times we don't think about the power of diffusing essential oils. Essential oils can be used topically on our skin. There are some oils that we like to dilute with a carrier oil if it's a strong oil or if we have sensitive skin. There are oils that we can take internally. Some of those oils need to be in a capsule, but that is the beauty of doTERRA essential oils, the detail and the fact of certified pure therapeutic grade oils, making these oils safe when noted on the bottle that if there's an I, and in the description that they can be taken internally. A very effective way of treating issues and supporting our health. The third way we use essential oils, and a beautiful way of sharing these in a room where people may not even realize that you use essential oils, is diffusing. Diffusing is the aromatic way of using an essential oil. The very term aromatherapy was derived from the fact that essential oils are by nature aromatic. Their aromas can elicit powerful psychological, mental, emotional responses. Essential oils are also volatile, meaning they evaporate quickly and are rapidly absorbed into the body. The process of conveying aromas to the brain is called olfaction, or simply smelling. It happens courtesy of our olfactory system. As you inhale an essential oil, the molecules of oil go up into the back of each nostril to the postage-sized epithelium patch. There, the molecules attach to receptors on the cilia hairs, which convert to nerves on the other side of the mucus patch. These nerves send the odor information to the olfactory bulb in the brain. This means the essential oil itself is not sent to the brain, but instead a neural translation or message of the complex chemistry it contains is delivered. The millions of nerves enter the olfactory bulb, which communicates directly with the amygdala, hippocampus, and other brain structures. The amygdala, a center for emotions in the limbic system, links our sense of smell to our ability to learn emotionally. Here, aromatic information is connected to the emotions of the situation. This is yaya information, by the way. This capacity to pair the two, information and emotions, is inextricably connected to our survival ability, making essential oils a powerful partner in creating and maintaining emotional health. Inhalation of essential oils is also received through the alveoli of the lungs and from there into the bloodstream. I probably really hacked that word there. And you can
Alveoli.
alveoli. Yeah, I was going to say aioli at first.
Okay.
So with all that being said, it's a really complex process of inhaling these oils. It's not just as simple as just smelling, but there actually is a process, and the chemistry of these plants and their makeup and the makeup of our body makes this truly a beautiful equation, and the results can be beautiful as well. Diffusing oils can actually be as simple as just opening the bottle and smelling. But also there are many other ways that we can use the oils aromatically, and by diffusing, we're normally talking about a diffuser. I'm just going to go through some different ways that diffusers really support us and support others when we're doing that. And there are a lot of different methods, and we will be sharing some of those with you, talking about diffusers and talking about blends and where you can find recipes for them. And the longer you use oils, you find your favorites. So your diffuser blend could be something you make up entirely from the oils that make you feel good. Now I'm going to move from our waving leaf that was supposed to be a cute little graphic to show how the diffuser really is generating these oils in a very simple solution of it's normally cold water. You don't have to use special water in your diffuser. And those are actually going through a room, and different diffusers have different room capacities. But let's say you're in your bedroom or in your office, that diffuser will definitely be in your vicinity. It just depends on if you're in a large room, such as a living room. You may want to look at a diffuser when you buy it to see what the room capacity is, so that you're getting the effect that you'd like to get. As I was just going into that very detailed chemistry of aromatherapy, Why would we diffuse oils? As you think about your favorite foods, and this being the holidays, the Christmas tree, being outside and smelling something that reminds us of nature, the power of scent has a direct tie in to our emotions and to the complete feeling around us or in an area. So it can change the feeling or the mood in a room. You can even diffuse if you had like three young ones who were running around, you could diffuse lavender, not tell anybody you were, but you would probably notice a difference in the level of high emotion within 30 minutes or less, because we're all breathing in that air. So it's going through those same processes, and it's a very safe way to just tone things down. Or also, if you were diffusing citrus blends, you would uplift that mood in a room and just create some smiles all the way around. So oils, these plants, and smelling these oils affects our very own emotions. That's, as I was saying, you may have favorite oils that you use, and you put two or three together, and those are your happy places. Uh, Oils that we use, such as peppermint or breathe, or some of those that are known to be in that are contained in our blends at doTERRA for respiratory support, such as the Breathe blend, that can help with supporting clear breathing or opening airways. As you read about the different plants in your favorite oil resource book, you'll find plants that really do support this area of our body. Um, Oil, all the oils being antibacterial and also being calming. Oils that you diffuse can have an uh, effective result in minimizing the effect of seasonal threats. So we don't always have to put the oil on or take it internally, but just having that in the room, no one is feeling a seasonal threat, but it can minimize it because it really does clean the air and has the power of removing bacteria from the very act of diffusing. So purifying the air in your home, uh, maintaining feelings of clear breathing and open airways, minimizing the effects of seasonal threats, and just a small amount from 3 to 8 drops, depending on your preference, can have a really powerful effect. This is a picture of one of our diffusers from doTERRA, but I wanted to make a point. We'll be sharing some resources with you. doTERRA makes beautiful, wonderful diffusers, but there are lots of places you can get diffusers, and many people have diffusers in multiple rooms. So you may want to experiment with that. As you're looking at different diffusers, there are always instructions with the diffusers, but we wanted to make a couple comments about, number one, the number of drops of oil you use. Number two, the amount of water you put in a diffuser, because you don't fill it to the top. There's normally a line, or there's an indicator such as a red bulb, and you don't want to go over that. I think Jennifer's going to show us, and you can show us now or later, but there's a really easy way to always know how much water to put in your diffuser. And thanks to her brother making this comment, uh, sometimes we can't see the line because if we don't have our glasses on, but if you measure the amount of water that goes into your diffuser to fill it up to the capacity line, then you'll always know. If it's a half a cup, you'll always know, oh, my diffuser takes half a cup of water. And then you don't have to look for the line. You just measure half a cup of water in your diffuser. Uh, when we put too much water in a diffuser, they really don't work effectively. They don't work properly, and it can have a tendency on some makes to burn that diffuser out with the elements. So just be conscious of looking at the instructions first, and then measuring your water, and you'll always know how much water to put in a diffuser.
That's right. So I can just hop in real quick since we're talking about that. So this is called a Brevi diffuser that doTERRA had for a special. So it's a smaller one for a smaller room, but I find that it works just fine next to my bedside. Oh, thanks, Kim. And it's
There
very
you are.
simple, just a couple buttons. Now it just pops up. So we're talking about water-based diffusers here. So you can see inside. This little center part is like where the element is that spins the water and the oils and then provides the vapor to put the oils into the air, because as we know, oils and water don't mix, so we have to have some way for the cool steam to get into the room. So now with these, and there are lots of diffusers that have that, there's like a little red dot, so you want to fill under that line. And if you're not really sure, do less, because when Kim said, when you put too much water in, they just won't work. And it does burn the motor out. So I measured this one and I measured it just in a measuring cup. And so it's a quarter cup for this one. So then I know that I can just pour in the quarter cup. I'll do it. I can't really show you anyway, but so I know that this is a quarter cup. And then you put your water in, then you put your essential oils in, put the top on, and usually you push one button to start it. And some of them have lights. So there's another button for lights, but many of them are super simple to use. So that's that part. Or we'll probably talk about cleaning them in a little bit. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
we'll talk about cleaning too. Put this back on. Okay. All right. I'm going to put the slide up here. We have a number of different recipes, which we'll post on our website, for different ways we support our body by just diffusing the oils that are in our house. So most of you have oils, so you can always substitute one if you didn't have, say, one of them. Just look at what might be similar in your collection. But there are lots of things that we need this time of year. One of those is immune support. So I'm going to go through some of those, and Jennifer is going to pipe in. But as we were talking about how to diffuse and talking about the amount of water to put in, there are a number of different kinds of diffusers. When we give you resources, you may all of a sudden find a cold air diffuser, which uses, it's a waterless process. Or you may have another area may be talking about heating oils. I want to just caution on heating oils for a diffuser, because it can alter the delicate chemistry of these plants. So we do recommend using ultrasonic diffusers, which means you're using water, just regular tap water, and dispersing the oil into the air through that method. But there are other things, and there are lava rocks. There's a beautiful little pedal stone diffuser that came out from doTERRA for Christmas that just uses the air in the room, and that the oil coming off of that just creates that scent. The combinations of essential oils you can diffuse are endless, and like each of you, they are as unique as you would like them to be. If you don't have a diffuser, there are other ways to start the benefits of diffusing while you're looking for your diffuser. You can just add a few drops to your palm and cup your hands and smell that. And that is a process of diffusing, as easy as it is. And this may be how you were originally introduced to the oils. You can add some drops of oil to a glass spray bottle with water and spritz it around the room. So really, there are ways of introducing yourself as well as just smelling that bottle of oil, because you are getting the effects. When we look at immune support, maybe Jennifer pipe in, and these are some of Jennifer's recipes that she had saved, because as simple as 2 or 3 oils, these plants, these oils, and their chemistry can help with different things we need support with.
Yeah, that's right. And I also wanted to share too, this is a lava bead bracelet. So there's also a lot of jewelry out there that you could diffuse your oils on. Oh, you didn't have to stop.
Oh, well,
Keep sharing, keep sharing, because I'm going to talk about the substitutions too, I guess. So you can put oil on, you could put it like a couple ways in your hand, and then put a couple drops of oil in your hand and rub the oil into the beads, and then wear this bracelet throughout the day. And then it's like kind of on you, it's real subtle. Sometimes there's necklaces as well. So that's another way to diffuse. You could also put your oils on like a little cotton ball and put it in the vent of your car. So if you're, using the heat or the air, you'll smell that. Sometimes peppermint's a good one because that's good to tame the tummies. And if anyone is, kind of prone to having an upset, uneasy tummy in the car, that's a great way to kind of calm things, even for the pets. Now, what if you don't have, so for say spicy tea, it's 2 drops peppermint, 1 drop cinnamon, 2 orange. What if you don't have orange? Well, try another citrus. The citruses are very interchangeable. So are the mints. So if you don't have peppermint, try spearmint or wintergreen. So this is actually from this little book called Diffuser Recipes. And this is from shareoils.com. And it's a really nice beginner book. It's like a buck or two. It's not much at all. And it even talks about making substitutions. And so, like I said, if you're short a spice oil, something calls for cassia, you could try cinnamon or ginger or clove and, kind of play around with it. Excuse me. So, um, you don't have to panic if you don't have everything. um, so that's just FYI.
all right. Oops, this one kind of fell down.
Okay.
For a second. We will share this. I'll redo this when we do the recording, but we're going to share these slides.
Yeah.
But Jennifer also said, I think I can do this from another place. Just one sec. These are all holiday. No, doesn't want to.
You see here?
Can you see it?
I don't know if that's fuzzy though. So this is a different book that I got. There's books all over. I think this was from Aroma Tools. They gave this to us, and it's a bigger book of diffuser blends, but it's kind of pretty because it has like a little picture of the plant and, um, so it's very visually nice. But we can get better pictures and share them attached to the comments or something.
Yeah, you can't see that now, right?
No, we can't see your screen.
Okay, that's really good because it's got about 100 things on it right now. So that's good that we can't see my screen at this moment. But you can see me, right?
Yeah.
We can see you.
Zippy is laughing because I'm having a Zoom moment.
It's okay.
Right? Okay.
I'm laughing with you, not at you.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. Oh.
So my full presentation went away.
There you go. You're right where you left off.
Kind of coming, but it's okay.
So we'll just post that. There you go.
We'll just go on from there. I do have a slide that will come after we talk about cleaning diffusers, so that you've got some resources available. Besides the main tool resources such as Aroma Tools, Oil Life, shareoils.com, doTERRA is a beautiful website full of information. And you can go onto the blog or go on to Discover, go on to articles. The Living Magazine always has oil blends or diffusers somewhere in the publication. So the latest issue of Living Magazine is another great resource for recipes. And you can actually go into doTERRA, look at resources, just key in Living Magazine, and you can actually read that magazine online. So if you don't have a current copy, which comes out quarterly of the Living Magazine, you can read it online. And I thought I had these enlarged a little bit more, but we wanted to talk to you about cleaning your diffuser. Most of the diffusers that I have are from doTERRA, but I do have a few others. And it is important because of the volume of the different oils. And some oils are very thick, such as sandalwood or frankincense, vetiver, that we do need to clean our diffusers. And it's a really simple process. This is one recipe that Jennifer shared with me, and I had another that's directly from doTERRA, but they all mirror each other very similarly. So you really need some white vinegar. Cotton Q-tip is very helpful, so that you're able to clean different parts of it and then get on your way. So you fill your water reservoir half full and add a half teaspoon of white vinegar and allow it to sit for a little bit, or run the diffuser for 5 minutes to loosen any buildup. Turning off the diffuser, unplug it and dump the water out, wipe the inside with a soft cloth, and pay special attention to the cleaning of the sensor, which is that middle part. And sometimes you'll get a small brush with a diffuser, or use a cotton swab. And I love using just a Q-tip. It's quick and easy, and I know I've got it taken care of. Be extra careful when emptying the water, as getting any into the underside of the machine or into the motor area could damage your diffuser. And I've yet to even come close to having this threat happen to me. So you would have to work really hard, but be careful when you're emptying your water, so that it doesn't leak back into the bottom part where the motor is. Depending on which diffuser you have, the location and appearance of your sensor can vary. Usually it's somewhere in the water basin area, so check your manual if you aren't sure. Use a soft cloth to wipe the outside of the machine and remove any smudges. And those of us who've used white vinegar in cleaning before and with the oils know that it's just a beautiful way of getting smudges off and of making sure things are clean. You're done then, you just fill the diffuser with the amount of water you should have in the diffuser and your favorite oils, and enjoy it again. They recommend establishing a weekly cleaning schedule, or regularly check for buildup. And I normally clean my diffuser every month. So this has made me kind of think twice, although I've never had a diffuser burn out. So it really depends on the strength of the oils you're putting in and how thick they are. If I was diffusing vetiver or sandalwood all the time, I probably would have to clean it every week. Jennifer, what's your experience been?
I'd have to mirror what you say. I don't use too many thick resinous oils when I diffuse. So yeah, you just kind of have to monitor. I probably clean once a month. It's sort of like cleaning your coffee pot. You know, it does help to put a little white vinegar through there. So, and then just gently use a Q-tip. I will say, so there's usually, I don't know if you guys can see, there's like a little opening here, like on the side. Sometimes it's on the inside, but you want to avoid getting water in down there. So if you have a diffuser that has like a little notch or some little, here you could see better here, this opening, don't dump your water out that way. Like, try to just get it another side of the diffuser. But I too have never had a diffuser croak on me. I diffuse pretty regularly, and I've been diffusing a lot more this year. Just been getting in the habit of doing so, and it's so nice. And I just want to say too, don't stress out about making your own blends. I mean, it's fun to make your own blends, but doTERRA's blends are already done. Like, this is Balance, for example, And it's so beautiful just by itself. It's already blended. Just put, I tend to put about 8 or 10 drops in my diffuser. If many of my rooms have higher ceilings where I diffuse, or maybe a larger room. So it just depends. So play around with that. If you put in 10 drops and you think it's too many, then, dump some of it out and then start over, save some of it for later. If you don't, I hate to dump my oils out. So I'm trying to reuse them, put them in the bathtub. I don't know. But Kim, which diffuser do you have?
We have the La Luz.
The Loose. That's a new one from
This
doTERRA.
is the new one. This is glass. But I just noticed that there is a duh signal for those of us that need instructions. It says water line. But there is a little part here that you wouldn't want to get water into. So when you bring that off, but I love this diffuser. It is, it's quite elegant, I think, but I'm just having so much fun with this.
Do you feel like that diffuser is stronger, Kim? Does it actually emit more steam than, say, the small one that I received with my first order?
Yes, I really do. And I should have looked at the room capacity, but it has 2 settings. So you can put it mildly, but I think it's because it's so tall that I find that it fills my whole office. So I actually bought a second one of these. I'm so happy with it. There is another, there are a number of different diffusers that have like 10-hour capacities and more. I normally don't keep my diffuser on for 10 hours, but this one has a 1 and 2 hour, 4 hour capacity, and then it has different lights. So it can be soft white, it can be purple, the doTERRA purple, or no light. But this goes on first thing in the morning. And again, I did buy 2 of them because I'm just so happy with it.
And oftentimes, I just want to add, the diffusers that go for like 10 hours will be, so you'll have some oil, you'll have the mist, and then it'll stop for a few minutes and then it'll go on. And sometimes that is nice for sleeping. If you just want it kind of all night long, that's when that's really, really nice. Or you could do like 4 hours full blast or 5 hours full blast. So it's personal preference. And I thought, oh, why wouldn't I want the light on? Well, when I sleep, I don't like a light on. I don't want a night light. I don't want any light. So that's when it's nice to be able to turn the light off. So.
And the diffuser that you have that has all those different colors on it, Jennifer, I'll turn it on for a few minutes while I'm getting ready for bed, but then I turn the light off because I mean, it has some pretty wild colors.
Oh yeah, it's fun. I mean, there's a lot of great LED lights, and I mean, it's just nice to have
passion lights. It has passion lights on it.
That's another.
Okay.
Enough of that.
Another class.
I'm just going to share.
That's a different class.
Different class. That's all about passion. But again, recipes are as simple as going on to Pinterest. You don't have to buy a book, but a lot of the small books on diffusing that teach a little bit about why it's such an effective way, especially when you have family that go, I don't do the oils on my body. Well, once they start to smell the oils and you see the difference in their attitude, you're like, you do have oils in your body, you just don't know it. But there are so many resources for us as recipes, places to look for different diffusers, and the recipes don't have to cost anything. Again, it can be your own personal preference of the oils that you love. Jennifer, we had a few different resources we were going to share on where to buy oils. Besides doTERRA, there are some really cool places that have a lot of different selections and different price points.
For diffusers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Green Air is another good one. Green Air diffusers are very, very good. Also, they're a very long-lasting diffuser. I have one in the living room that I bought. I can't go grab it. I'm sorry, but there are options, and Kim and I would be happy to help you. But the doTERRA diffusers, we have to say whatever doTERRA puts out and they research and they vet, they're nice, long-lasting diffusers as well, and it's very easy to just add to your order. So I mean, it's just easy, so That's
No,
my
it is
two
easy.
cents.
And I also know that they don't melt down, they don't break. And doTERRA is so good about, if you have any issue with an oil or a diffuser, doTERRA takes care of you immediately. Like, oh, well, we'll just send you a replacement. They don't even ask for your old one back. So if you do have a mechanical failure, I have so much confidence in the company that we buy our oils from, that they'll just take care of it. And their process of creating these diffusers, if you ever are able to go to convention, they make these molds for the diffusers and they play with them, and they have this whole staff that looks at the design. Is the design good? And is the reach going to be right for the room? And they have a whole area, a display area at convention where they show you the process of how they came up with the pedal diffuser and why they chose it. And also the ones they didn't choose are there. And sometimes you're like, well, that one's kind of cool. But every year they come out with one or two. They're always trying to improve the process. And we are humans. So sometimes we're the ones that mess with the process of putting too much water in, or I had a person that I was working with who kept putting a lot of fractionated coconut oil in her diffuser. And I was like, ooh, that just isn't going to work. So I don't know if her diffuser continued or if she had to replace it.
Yeah, no, and that's a great point. And I want to also point out doTERRA now has a humidifier that you can use essential oils in, and it shoots out a lot of moisture in the air. And I believe it's under $50, like it's around $50. Like it's very reasonably priced, and it was in stock, then it was out of stock. So it's a very popular item. And I can't remember what it's called, but it's the only humidifier, but it's a pretty good size. I think it's at least 18 inches tall, maybe 2 feet tall.
Yeah, I think
So,
it's pretty tall. My neighbors are so in love with that. They each have one, and it's a mother who lives with her two daughters, and both the daughters are in their 40s and 50s. So it's the women together, but they each have their own, and they just love them.
well, it's really nice because, when at least up in out west or up in the Midwest, like in the wintertime, we get cooped up and then we're in the forced air heat. And then you just shrivel up, it feels like some humidity. And the little diffusers are fine. They just don't add a lot of humidity to a room. So it's nice to have a humidifier. You could also use oils in. So,
Right.
so there's also that option. Well, thank you, Kim. That's so informative.
No, it's so fun. And if you have an oil book in the beginning of your oil life, or your Roma Tools Modern Essentials book,
Yep.
it always talks about the history of oils, how to use oils. And when I first started to use oils, I was determined I was going to read this book from front to back, because it even talked about the ancient history of oils, and it's fascinating. But I'm always impressed with rereading on whether it's aromatherapy, whether it is on the different uses or some of these plants. If you just start to read about the oils that are in your inventory, you'll be amazed. The more you use the oils, we just finally share what we know, and people go, wow, I can't believe that you know so much about the oils. I learned from the oils that made me feel good. And that's why I started to share them. And the more that you're around people, you'll find that it's a story you kind of can't hold back, because you want to help people. And if you do help people, especially for those that have LRP orders, there are a lot of different ways that, without thinking you're doing the business, when you share information and people want to use these oils, you can actually pay for your oils, because you put them on your community, and you start to invite them to continuing education, just like we're doing today. Because without being able to share between ourselves, it would be, excuse me, it would be very similar to the oils that you can just buy at the store. There's no one there to say, did you know this about basil? Or did you know this about lemon?
Not to mention the quality of the oils. I mean, we know that doTERRA is the most tested and most trusted, and that says a lot. There, you know, I think they're up to like 50 or 60 tests that are done, not only with their labs, but also third party, the aromatic plant resource lab. They've got like the biggest selection of, you know, library of the chemical constituents of all the essential oils. And so there's you know, they just won't bottle anything unless it's 100% pure, like not even 99. And you just don't know what you're going to get in the store. So this is why we, you know, and even some people are trying to sell doTERRA on Amazon and places like that. Don't do it because it could be adulterated. doTERRA is not going to stand behind that, but doTERRA stands behind anything that they sell. So just so you guys know, you know, less is more. Some things you get what you pay for, and this is one of those things. So there's a lot that goes into it, and we'd be happy to share more. So is there anything else?
No, but if you have any questions about that, just let Jennifer or myself know, because just getting to know your website, getting to know how to order your oils is just the beginning of the journey. But you will get questions when you share your story.
Yep.
And I know Zippy has stories too.
Oh gosh. Don't get me started. I got about 63 years worth of stories. No, I'm
Well, that's
kidding.
great. We'll have to do another class with some stories. So thank you all for joining. I hope you have a beautiful day, and Kim and I will connect with you again soon.
This was so informative. Thank you so much. I learned quite a lot today. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Take care. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.